Good afternoon, everybody. Certainly excited about this week and the opportunity to play for the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy. This is it's a great rivalry spanning many decades, and it's always been a really tough fight and a great football game. Just thinking of the last several years here, I guess probably going back to 2016, 2017, I guess. Just close football games. They beat us pretty good here in 2016, I guess, and we had a pretty good game against them in 2017. But then from there, I think they've all been one-score games. But even in those, they were tough battles, and it seems like every one of these academy games are like that. Whether it's Air Force playing Navy or us playing Air Force or playing Navy, and they're close, hard-fought battles. So I hope we can make it one this Saturday. They're certainly a good football team and have a great year, and just impressive with how well they run the football and how well they stop the run. And it's just impressive what they've done so far. So hopefully we'll be able to run the ball effectively and do a better job stopping the run than many of their opponents have. So it's sure an exciting time always when you get to these games at Army, and certainly in an academy season. And I know their guys will be fired up. Their players, our players, and that's what makes it such a great rivalry. Excited about playing in Denver at the Mile High Stadium. I understand there's going to be a huge crowd, and I know that many of those fans are going to be from Colorado and cheering for Air Force, but it will be great to be in a venue like that, exciting for our players. So looking forward to this weekend. Got a lot of work to do. Started on Sunday, coming off the game from Saturday, and we just completely focused our efforts on trying to get prepared for these guys.
Rich starts off. Sports Network. Looking at Air Force's 2D, of the 22 players, was it 18, 19 are seniors? How significant is senior players, not only in any game, but in these kind of academy games, these rivalry games? How significant is it to have those veteran players?
I think it's always an advantage to have veteran players. And I think our best football teams have been when we've been our most senior-laden teams, guys that have been in these games and played in big games. And they do. They've got a lot of guys that are playing as seniors, and they're having great success this year. And they're a really tough team to beat. You watch every one of their games, and some of them they've been in some close battles in the first half, and they've really just kind of taken it over in the second half. The Wyoming game, that was a back and forth battle that they found a way to win. But that's what older players do, seniors do. They've been in those situations before, and so it's no surprise. They do a great job. They're a good team.
Jeff, it seems like these service academy games have been low scoring for the past several years. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Can't explain why they've been low scoring. I think it certainly there's some familiarity. We do face each other every year. I think the intensity of the games, how hard the two teams play, and probably the coaches in the games. We want to give our guys a chance to win, and we try to do the things that we know are going to give our guys a chance to win. And turning the ball over in these games is critical. Can't do that. And if you can get one from the other team, it's a huge play. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And there have been some, I guess, thinking back, maybe it was the 2019 game, the Navy and Air Force game. That was a high-scoring battle. And then ours was a low-scoring, close game. And so I don't know. we talk about that a lot as a staff. We talk about how points are at a premium, and it's two teams that run the ball. So possessions are very limited. Think back to the 2017 game. I think we had 7 possessions in the game, and 2 of those were at the very end of each half. I think we had the ball at the end of the half for a play, and at the end of the game for a play or 2. But there really were 5 other possessions besides that. So points are at a premium, and you got to make each opportunity you have count. If you can get points, then you're giving yourself a chance to be there at the end.
Ken, go ahead.
Ken McMillan from the Times Herald Record. Jeff, UMass ran kind of wild the other day. How critical is it to slow down Air Force's run game this week?
If you're going to beat Air Force, you got to stop the run. There's no question about it. They've hit some big pass plays, and they do that by having success running the football. They get people sucked up in there playing the run, and then they're able to throw it over your head. UMass did a really good job of running the football against us. We had a difficult time with the counterplay several times. It was frustrating, but Air Force is different. They're different in the way that they attack defenses. And so we've got to defend them differently than we did UMass. It's just certainly the option element that's there. But the bottom line is we got to stop them or slow them down from running the football. I don't know that you stop Air Force from running the football, but we've got to try to slow them down from running the football and do a much better job with that than we did this past Saturday.
You've watched the film. Give us a 3-day assessment of the UMass game.
Just agonizing to watch. Seeing them run the ball successfully, especially early in the game, and for us to not be able to do that consistently and effectively. We had one scoring drive that was 17 plays and took 8 minutes off the clock, and that's our brand of football, running the ball down the field. But we just weren't able to do that consistently, and we had as I said, the look in the second half. We had the punt fake called and didn't get it. They brought pressure for the second time all year, and it just didn't work out. It's just didn't catch a break there. But we put them in very good field position, and then gave up a big run, and they got position, went up 21-7, and crawled back in it. And we had the ball down there in fourth and 2 at the 7, and we don't convert. It's tough. It's tough to watch, and just a lot of things in that game. And it's decisions by myself and our coaching staff. We got to help our guys. We got to put them in position, give them the best chance to win. But 2, we got to execute the plays that are called, and our guys are playing hard. Our guys are playing really hard, and they're practicing hard, they're preparing, and I hate it for them. I want them to have success and to enjoy that thrill of victory. And it's been tough to be on this stretch of games. There's been some really good football teams that we faced along that stretch. Obviously, with some teams that have finished at the top of their conferences a year ago and having great football seasons this year, and 3 Power 5 teams, which those are difficult to match up with. So that's a tough stretch. But losing to UMass was certainly that was a tough blow. That's a team we beat 44-7 a year ago, and just couldn't get anything going on offense consistently. And so hopefully we learn from it. I think our guys do each time we play, win or lose. I think they learn things. We do as a staff. And for this game this week, there's a level of intensity that's different than most other games you play, and hopefully that's going to fuel our guys and get them prepared to play their very best.
What is your quarterback situation right now?
All of our quarterbacks are available.
your thoughts on how Champ and Bryson played on Saturday?
Well, they both did some good things, and both did some things that I think we'd all like to get back. They're different. Those two guys are different. They're built different. They different in terms of the things that they're skilled to do. But like I said, I think both of those guys are very capable, and they're good players, and we've got to get them to lead our offense and lead our team and take care of the football. That's the biggest thing is take care of the football and continue to turn first downs and give ourselves a chance. And when we give it to the other team on a turnover, we've had some turnovers this year, and that's probably been one of the most frustrating things is just the lack of ball security, and whether it's on a fumble or throwing interceptions, and we've got to do a better job with that, certainly against a team like Air Force.
Can I just expand on that? What is the basis of these turnover woes?
Well, wish I could tell you on the fumbles. We as I said, it's not securing the ball. It's not securing the ball where it's supposed to be and covering it when it needs to be covered. And as I said, I mean, if you spent today's practice and tomorrow's practice when we're out there in gear and can watch us go through ball security, we work at it hard, and our scout team's going after it all the time and trying to rip it out. And we got 6 coaches yelling every time a guy's got the ball, took it away, and 2 hands on the ball, and so we just got to continue to emphasize it. And that's something that we've done a fairly good job with here in my tenure, particularly the last several years. We had some struggles early on, but we've been pretty good at taking care of the ball. As for the interceptions, sometimes just poor decisions, sometimes pressure in their face. It's one of those things that you get opportunities when you throw the ball to maybe hit a big play, and those guys want so badly to make a play that perhaps sometimes they force it, and we got to get them to not do that. And that's our responsibility to train them and get them prepared for those situations that it's okay to throw it out of bounds or throw it in the dirt and go play the next play or punt or whatever the situation is. But they're desperate to make a play. They want to help our team win, and so we've had some of those, and we've got to figure out a way to keep that from happening too.
Connor, go ahead on Zoom.
Hey, Charles, you can start.
Good afternoon, Coach. Charles Grievous from GoBlackKnights.com. You mentioned this prior to the LSU game when referencing their talent and recruiting of such talent that Army has players from Louisiana on the roster, but none of them were offered by LSU. But that's not the case with some of the Air Force players, such as the Falcons quarterback, Zach Larriere, who was offered by both Army and Air Force. By chance, do you recall if you talked to him during the recruiting process, or was he already a Falcon by that time?
I can't recall. I talked to so many guys, Charles. I mean, thousands, literally thousands of guys since he was being recruited, and it's difficult. Sometimes there are guys that I do remember having multiple conversations with, but they've got other guys on their team that we recruited. We've got guys on our team that they recruit, and that's the same for Navy. I think we track that, and I'm sure they do too, and just look at who the other academies are recruiting and who was offered by the other academies, and each academy wins their share of the battles, and we win some, they win some, Navy wins some, and it's remarkable how many guys we end up crossing paths with, and we cross paths with the other academies on the same recruits, and the pool, as big as it is, the entire country, it's amazing that so many of those guys end up getting recruited by all three. But I think that's That's the power of social media. It probably wasn't like that 20 years ago when there wasn't Twitter and Instagram and all those things. But as soon as a guy has an offer and he posts that offer, everybody else is on. It happens in the SEC and the Big Ten and the ACC and whoever. If a guy gets an offer, they're going back and reevaluating and say, okay, well, we didn't offer this guy, or we didn't know about this guy. And that's the same with the academies. As soon as a guy posts an offer from one of the other academies, if we haven't seen him, we're going to evaluate him. Same with us. We offer a guy, he posts it on social media, and they haven't seen him, they're going to evaluate him. And it's often those guys end up with offers from all three.
And you face several quality quarterbacks this season. Comparatively speaking, where do you see Zach in the equation of quarterbacks that you played against this campaign?
He is really good in their system and is very efficient. He takes care of the ball. He makes good runs. He distributes well. He doesn't pitch it on the ground or throw it to other people. He's doing a really good job. He's a really good quarterback in their system. And as you said, we face some other good quarterbacks who are good quarterbacks in their systems. And so been impressive to watch him. So he's been on the roster and obviously played behind Daniels last year, but he's having a really good year.
Great. My follow-up and final question, and from an offensive perspective, and maybe a Charles Grievous curious perspective, has there been any consideration based on game situations, for example, maybe 4th and 1, to actually have the quarterback under center versus from a shotgun setup, if you will?
Oh, there's been conversations about it, but we've got some short yardage plays that we like, and they're downhill plays, and we've made some 4th and shorts and some 3rd and shorts and short yardage plays with with those plays. The fact is, Saturday in 4th and 2, we should have run one of those. We didn't, and I could have said that's what I want to do there, but it is what it is. We're trying to make a play, and our coaches are calling plays to try to make a play and get a first down or score a touchdown. So, we're all responsible for it, and but I think we got a short yardage game that's we can execute, convert with the things that we've got.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles.
We'll go to Seth.
Good afternoon, Coach. Air Force continues to use an option offense, a traditional option offense, despite the changes in the rules, and they seem to be doing pretty well with it. Why do you think that is?
Well, they do have some option elements in their offense, and they do a good job with it. They're running some inside veer, they're running some midline, but a good bit of their run game is zone blocking, much like what we're doing from the gun. Power, counter. They run the toss, the traditional toss play where they get it out there on the perimeter. Trap. There are a lot more traditional, whatever traditional football is, more traditional plays than probably people realize. What they've done is, they still have the option element, which forces people to defend the option, and they do a great job with it. And that's the bottom line. They've just done some things where they don't have to utilize the blocks below the waist on the linebackers, which was the biggest concern for me. Those guys getting out in space, and they do it with misdirection and things like that. So they've done a good job and been effective with it.
Okay. My follow-up question is, this is the start of a second season, obviously. The Air Force came followed by Navy in a month, or over a month. What's the morale of the team going into this game? Are they looking forward to, going against Air Force, maybe to justify the season?
I think everybody, when they play in these games, gets excited, regardless of the record. Their players, our players, coaches, staff, everybody's excited. The two student bodies ought to be really excited, and I'm sure they are. And it's an opportunity for us to play for a trophy, for a championship. And very few teams outside of the three teams in the CIC rivalry have an opportunity to do that during the middle of a season. And so there's conference championships and there are national championships, and but our team's got a chance to play for a trophy that this trophy is as coveted by these three teams as any trophy in sports. And so our guys are excited about it. We're disappointed about what's happened. I mean, that's human nature. You're gonna be disappointed, and there's discouragement that comes with that. But there's also this fresh opportunity to play this game, and so our guys will practice hard and they will play hard and they'll give their very best effort to try to win on Saturday and beat one of our biggest rivals.